Everybody's seen armor in fantasy and video games.
And everybody understands how it works.
Except they don't, and now I'm gonna tell you why they're all wrong.
Armor is actually a complicated subject.
And there's a lot of different armors from a lot of different time periods.
But before we can talk about what armor is, we have to talk about what armor isn't.
Charles is not wearing armor right now.
This is what we call arming clothes.
This is essentially my underwear. This is designed for the armor to suspend off different parts of my body as efficiently as possible.
And while this arming jacket isn't armor, there is textile.
What we mean here is a gambeson or a caftan or other things like it. Every culture had some version of light textile armor.
So why would you wear a textile armor instead of a metal armor?
Well, there's a lot of different reasons. It's possible that you can't afford plate armor and that you were equipped by your lord or whoever that you serve, or it's possible that I, as a knight, want to just put something on really quick because I know I have to fight soon and I don't have time to put my armor on.
So is there ever a case you'd have a gambeson under the armor instead of this arming doublet?
It's certainly possible. Definitely in modern sport applications that are more based on impact, you want more padding, but for the stuff that I do in my armor and historically, oftentimes the padding acts as more of a hindrance to your movement, and you just trust your chainmail and your plate to make sure that you stay safe.
And while you have the protection from thrust from the metal, the cloth is going to do a good job against cuts, but it's probably not going to have much penetration resistance.
From the tests that we've done, it seems that thrusts really just kind of go through anything that isn't solid plate.
So it's good at being mobile and being easy to get on and not being very expensive, but it's not going to be nearly as much protection as something that was steel.
That's correct, but anything is better than not having anything at all.
So in video games, we usually have the concept of light, medium, and heavy armor. Light armor is usually something like leather, but leather actually isn't that useful as armor.
What light armor would probably be is something like a textile armor like a gambeson, or what Charles has on here.
Really and truly, light armor is just less of my actual armor. If I have to get armed up really quickly or there's a specific purpose, then my most important things are my head, my hands, and my vitals.
Light armor really depends on context. Light armor could be what you could afford, it could be what you can get on at a pinch, or it could be what you're comfortable walking around in all day.
What I'm wearing right now is pretty typical of an infantryman from the mid-15th century, or maybe even a knight who knows he has to ride his horse all day long. Or maybe the camp's been raided and I only have a few minutes to throw something on. But really and truly, this covers everything that I consider to be most important.
The kit Charles has on right now will protect his hands, his head, and all cuts and thrusts to the torso. The important bits.
If I have nothing on, I really don't want to fight this guy. All of my normal targets are covered. Sure, I might be able to get the arm or the leg, but he can get anywhere and I'm just kind of screwed.
Even in light armor, anyone fighting me is already at a massive disadvantage.
But this is just the start.
So now that we've talked about light armor, we should talk about medium armor. In most video games and in D&D, medium armor is something like chainmail.
And the thing with chainmail is that it's actually about 70% of the weight of my kit. If I had to choose one thing that I could take off, it would almost certainly be my chainmail.
And now we can talk about some misconceptions about chainmail.
Chainmail as a primary source of protection is about 200 years before the kit that I'm wearing now. It was really common in, say, the Viking eras and right up into the 13th and 12th centuries. But once we get into the 14th century, they began to cover their mail with plate and wear less and less chain under the plate and only begin to cover the gaps in the plate itself with the mail, as you can see here. This shirt here is designed to go under like a crop top, and it only covers my armpits and the parts of my chest here that are going to be exposed.
Who would be wearing something like a chainmail hobart?
Either somebody who can't afford a plate to go over it, or someone about 200 years earlier than we are now.
Actually, didn't the Italians wear chainmail hobarts?
Yeah, exceptions are not rules.
So if chainmail isn't medium armor, what would you actually consider real historical medium armor?
If I had to define medium armor, I would probably say some form of open face helmet like this one, and then all of my plate minus the mail.
And now we get to talk about everybody's favorite armor, heavy armor.
Charles, how long is it going to take you to dress into your whole heavy kit?
Well, it's going to depend on how good my squires are.
Oh man.
You're screwed.
6.5 hours later.
Okay, after that lengthy process, you were fully armored up in heavy armor. How heavy is it? How much can you move?
So this weighs about 70 to 80 pounds. If I, say maybe put some mail chausses on, I could make it 100 pounds or so. My movement is actually exactly the same. I do have a few restrictions, like I can touch the top of my head, but I can't, this is about as high as I can go. If I get knocked down, I can get up. I can't get up as fast as someone not in armor, but I absolutely can get up. I can kneel.
So it's not super restrictive, but it is heavy and it will wear you down over time.
Absolutely, just wearing it, if I just stand here in 30 minutes, I'm gonna be exhausted.
Okay, well, the next question, I guess, now that we've answered that, is how protected are you? Is it worth the trade-off?
It really is. I can shrug off probably 90% of what you're gonna throw at me. I do have a few obvious gaps, like here I have the palms of my hands. Most obvious one is here where my elbow is, on the inside of my elbow. And then anywhere that you can see visible mail, we'll call those they're like a 50-50 weak shot here. Now if I turn around, you can see the back of my legs are completely exposed. And then the other obvious one is my feet. I'm choosing not to wear my Sabbatons because they're really uncomfortable and I hate them.
One thing I've always heard is that you can, with enough pressure, go through the aventail, but you actually have 2 layers of chain and some plate on top. That's not really a target you're worried about, right?
It really isn't.
The classics are
Right
here,
there.
which can you even feel that?
I mean, I can feel you pushing it.
Yeah,
but-
because if you go right here, there's 1 layer of chain, plate, and chain under that
Even
plate.
if I tried to do this, like that's your
still-
neck, you
that's
can
still-
feel that, right?
Yeah,
It's
I
not
can
getting
feel it.
through. Do you want to be a little dangerous and try this?
Why not?
Okay, this is a sharp rondelle.
Just because we're not stupid, let's try this on my shoulders
Ready?
here.
We're gonna try it here. Ready? Doesn't do anything.
Not a thing.
Not a
Now,
thing.
don't stab
No,
me in the
press.
shoulder, but you can place it on the male and push.
Here?
Yeah.
Can you feel the tip?
Nope.
So this would be a gap, a weak point you could get through.
I am pushing with a thing designed to do this. I'm gonna give you some pressure. Ready?
Go ahead. Nothing.
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 I'm pressing hard. The other thing that's interesting is because you have these 2 layers, even if I get through this layer, so you can see how far the tip of this dagger comes through there. It comes through slightly, just a little bit. If I do that, I'm gonna go to your neck. You ready?
Go ahead.
Can you feel the tip?
Not at all. Nope, nothing.
It's because he's got so much there. If I slam this in there, maybe?
What we have found is that even with a sharp dagger, it takes me grabbing the dagger, straddling someone on the ground, placing my hands on my chest, and CPRing this through their mail to make this work.
So basically, unless they get you in such a compromised position, you're almost indestructible when it comes to your mail.
Very true.
Even in your weak point.
Where this becomes effective against a man in armor is less about stabbing me through the mail, and if you try again, if you put that into my mail, and then you turn your body that way, yeah,
Like
there
this?
you go, yes.
Yeah.
This becomes a lever for him to turn me with.
Okay.
So if we get up close and he stabs me in that spot and I'm wrestling and he pushes, then he can turn my body and get me off balance to maybe one of his friends can stab me, or maybe he can throw me to the ground and he can get some kind of advantage. And I'll surrender and I'll be his prisoner, or he can lift my visor and just stab me in the face because it's there.
Just to kind of hammer this point home, this is a real sharp sword. I've cut things with this. And I'm gonna now hit Charles, and we're gonna see if it does anything. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I kind of want a mask for this. It's so weird. I'm gonna thrust, ready?
Where?
Chest?
Let's not do that
Okay.
because I don't want it to ride
Yeah,
up.
yeah, you're right.
Any thrust you do, just place it and push.
Yeah, okay. Thrusting. Can you feel that?
I mean, it's pushing me back,
Pushing
but
you back, but it's not going in. I mean, like,
yeah, and then I can also do this.
that's intimidating. Can you even feel this?
I mean, I feel the impact, but
Does it hurt?
I don't care. Let's say if I was just closing in on you and
Yeah.
you did that to me,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That means nothing to me.
It's insane. So we're gonna do a half sorting test because we talk about half sorting being the thing that conquers armor, right? I don't have a glove on, and this is a somewhat chewed up blade. So I'm just gonna take some precautions not to hurt myself. Ready?
Into the shoulders, yeah.
Shoulder right there. I'm gonna get place. We're gonna press. Ready? It's moving him. It's like a good leverage point.
Oh.
Did that hurt?
No, it's just moving me.
Yeah, but can you feel that tip?
No, there's no tip hitting me at all.
There's no tip hitting him at all. That's insane. Come look at this. I want you to see how much it goes in. So you can see that.
That I can feel.
Okay.
Yeah, just a tiny bit. That's just the tip of the sword, but I can feel it. Let's a little bit higher.
The higher, right
There you go. There you go.
Ready?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, I mean, there's gonna be spots, but even if I got that, I don't want to hurt Charles, but that would not be an injury.
No.
Like if
It
I
wouldn't
press
stop you.
there, it would be maybe a pinprick, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And that's what we were saying earlier. One of the big things here is he's not really trying to poke through my armor. If he does and it pokes me a little bit and it gives me some pain, then good on him. But what it's really there for is to get a bite on me that he can use as a lever to push me around. Because one thing that's a negative about the weight of my armor is that once I get moving side to side, if he is able to push me around like this, my recovery getting back into a good stance to continue to fight him is much longer than his, which means that he now has an advantage in wrestling that I don't have.
And because I know you're gonna ask, this goes out to all the weebs out there. We're gonna do the same with the sharp katana.
All right, cut me in the head, Clark.
Ah! I did not cut through time or space.
Maybe try again.
Ha!
Come on, third time's the charm.
Ha! Nothing.
So if you know anything about armor, you probably knew that the cuts weren't gonna do anything. The thrust into the weak points might have been a little bit interesting, but really, when it comes to armor, everybody thinks you've got to Mordschlag or do percussive attacks to do anything. Charles, what do you think about this on armor?
The percussive test thing, it's probably going to rattle me a little bit, but really and truly, its main purpose is to do just that, just kind of rattle me.
Starting with the pommel and then cross, or
Yeah, we'll try the pommel. I'm gonna escalate. Ready?
All right,
We're gonna
pommel.
hit there. Ready? Ready? Light. Anything?
Nah.
A little harder? Anything?
Nah.
A little harder.
See, that was kind of uncomfortable. But now we're at a point where I'm standing completely still, letting him hit me in the head.
Okay.
And I suppose if I stood completely still and let a tree fall on me, it would kill me too.
Same thing with the cross now. Here we go. This is gonna be a little bit more precise impact. So I'm gonna start light. How's that?
All right, so that's about equal to the heavier ones out of the pommel.
That was a very light hit.
Yeah, so that's pretty good.
So pretty good? Okay, we're gonna go a little heavy, a little bit more. Ready? That one kind of
And see, now interesting, it glanced because it's a smaller point and
Yep.
my armor is concave.
You wanna do it again?
Go ahead.
How was that?
Pretty good. That was a pretty good hit.
How did it feel?
I almost didn't like it.
Here's the next thing, right? If I did that to like an arm.
Yeah, now let's say he did that to a spot in my glove.
Yeah.
One, it'd probably be a lucky shot, but if he did get it, that would probably break my hand.
But everybody knows you shouldn't use a sword against armor. What you want is something designed to kill armor, like this can opener.
This is very specifically designed to be the optimum tool of what we were just doing. This is designed to go into the gaps here in my mail and really push me around. This is designed to get behind my legs. This would be sharp, and you could cut my Achilles, or maybe you could cut one of my hamstrings with that, or you could get it behind my pollion and pull me down. The reason this has these little teeth on it isn't so that they puncture anything. It's because the shape of my armor is designed to glance blows out of the way, and the teeth increase the chance that he can deliver some kind of force that will knock my head side to side like a more solid force, as opposed to just glancing off the side like most things do.
This beak here isn't designed to penetrate through the armor into your skull and kill you.
Absolutely not.
It's just designed to give you a big hit on the head, maybe stun me, so I can then get in this and use this to throw you or do something else.
That is primarily a grappling lever, and if you're standing on top of me and I'm on the ground, you could put your weight onto that and maybe you could get through my aventail or one of my shoulders.
So realistically, the only way I'm really taking you out is by getting you on the ground and using my body weight to push through the mail or to open this up and stab you in the face.
That's really your only options. That's it. That or bring a bunch of friends that aren't afraid to die.
I have heard this idea that I can use this to to dent your armor and prevent movement. Would that even do anything?
Maybe if you got a lucky shot on, say, one of the quoiters here or the pollion on my knee, you could probably bend it in such a way that I couldn't articulate well anymore. But this goes back to that idea that why am I standing completely still letting you just wail on me? Because I'm fighting back, right? I'm not just a static target. I'm not a bob dummy. And it's easy to set armor up on a dummy and just hit it really hard and be like, oh, look, I went through it. Well, of course you did. The guy's standing completely still and lets you do it.
Which actually brings us to the great next point. As you said, all this was a compliance test. You were just kind of standing there and eating it. So now, just to truly show how terrifying a fully armored knight is, we're gonna move into a more non-compliant combative test. David is gonna suit up and attempt to not die by this knight in a shining armor. So just to set the rules here, we just showed that even a half sword thrust into a gap probably wouldn't actually really do anything. So David's only real targets are the elbow, the inside of the hand, the back of the knee, or somehow getting Charles's visor open and the point in there probably.
We're not gonna do that for safety reasons.
So you're really limited on your options. Best of luck, buddy.
Oh my God. You don't have to do anything, do you?
Nope.
Yeah, you got my hand.
So your best hope is that I just blow my knee walking around. I'm not going to.
I'm used to it working for it. But I mean, you're full of openings. None of them do anything. Yeah. You don't even have to use technique.
I can just smash. I can just chop down. And the thing is, I don't need to follow you around either. See, the right thing to do would be just make me chase you.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that.
If we had an infinitely wide field, eventually I'd wear you out.
Yeah, because I am tired.
Yeah, and I'm not really tired, but I know that, like, there's nothing I can do to you.
Yeah.
I tried to do your grappling range a couple times, but it doesn't work because as soon as I get in, you can slice me, push me, I'm completely vulnerable. If I had armor on, it would be something for you to worry about, but without armor,
A lot of the hits I got on you were not nominal per se, but things that if you were wearing armor wouldn't do anything to you either.
You know, it was just nothing.
There's not really anything you can do. So what should you do if you're fighting an armored man with no armor?
Run away.
Run away, kids.